the second chapter of class 12 English, that is Lost Spring, Stories of a Stolen Childhood by Anise Jung. Who is your writer? Your writer, Anise Jung, is an editor and as well as a columnist. As you can see the title, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. This story is an excerpt that has taken from that story, Lost Spring, Stories of a Stolen Childhood. Here the story is about the theme, that is the grinding poverty and tradition which condemn these children to a life of exploitation. This story depicts the plight of poverty, the miserable and menial condition of the small children, that at a very tender age they are just caught in the vicious circle of the big people, and they are helpless to do the child labor, and their living condition is so pathetic that can makes every human being to think once upon that what to do to just take out these children from these conditions. As you can call it this story as a documentary story also. Why I call you? Because here your narrator Anise Jung is personally involved in this story, and she just make a documentary over these two children's lifestyle. This story is divided into the two characters. Who are the characters? One is Sahib. Who is this Sahib? Sahib-e-Alam, he is a rag picker. Rag picker जो कचरा उठाते हैं. इट्स अ मीनियल जॉब. ये बहुत एक छोटा सा काम होता है जिसमें लोग एक जो कचड़े फेंके होते हैं, जो हम डिस्कार्डेड चीजें फेंकते हैं, दे आर पिकिंग दैट. दैट्स व्हाई दे कॉल इट रैग पिकर. एंड रैग पिकिंग ही एक इनका लाइवली सोर्स है, जहाँ पे दे आर जस्ट गेटिंग देयर ब्रेड एंड बटर. They are living in Simapuri. Where is this Simapuri? Simapuri is in the outskirts of Delhi, that is Delhi UP border. And their parents came from the Bangladesh in 1971. In 1971, when India and Bangladesh, when the war was going on, after that they are separated and come back to the India as a refugee, you can call it. Still they are not getting their identity as Indian nor as a Bangladeshi. The another part of the story is about the boy Mukesh. Who is this boy Mukesh? Mukesh belongs to a bangle maker's family in Firozabad. And Firozabad is situated where? UP near Agra. This boy is just living in the most poverty-stricken condition, but still he is having a dream to become a motor mechanic. Why he wanted to become a motor mechanic? Because what he observed his near areas that he wanted to become and come out from, and he wanted to break the shackles of the traditional work, that is the bangle making of the families over there. So we are going to start the first part first, Lost Spring, and that is the first part is about our Sahib-e-Alam. So the story starts with the statement, sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. A rupee in the garbage is a matter a lot. The children who are picking the rags, and in that rags, if they get a rupee or a 10 rupee note, it's just like a wonder for them. So garbage is always gold for them. Why do you do this? Anise Jung, your writer, asked the boy, why do you do this? I asked Sahib, whom I encounter every morning, scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps of my neighborhood. So in the early morning when Anise Jung get interacted, जब Anise Jung की मुलाकात होती है Sahib-e-Alam से, जिसे वो रोज अर्ली मॉर्निंग देखती थी, वहाँ से डस्ट को और गार्बेजेस को पिक करते हुए, Sahib left his home long ago, set amidst the green fields of Dhaka. His home is not even a distant memory. There were many storms that swept away their fields and homes. His mother tells him. That's why they left looking for gold in the big city where he now lives. So what is the statement of the mother of Sahib-e-Alam? Sahib-e-Alam की mother ने ये बताया कि 1971 के बाद ढाका, जो कि ग्रीन सिटी के नाम से जानी जाती है, वहाँ पे स्टॉर्म्स के कारण जो फील्ड्स थे वो डेजर्टेड हो गए हैं, जिनके कारण वो अपने सर्वाइवल के लिए सीमापुरी जो कि दिल्ली के बॉर्डर पे है, वहां ये लोग आके रह रहे हैं. I have nothing else to do, he mutters looking away. Simply the statement is that कि साहिब आलम के पास और कोई काम नहीं है करने को. Go to school, I said glibly, but realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. Why it is hollow? Because they are living in the most poverty-stricken plight of condition, and in that made उस situation में to fulfill their stomach, empty stomach is a matter a lot. How can they go to the school for education? They cannot imagine about the education over there. So this advice of Anis Jung sounds to be hollow. There is no school in my neighborhood. When they build one, I will go. Simply Sahib Alam gave the answer that अगर हमारे आसपास पड़ोस में अगर कोई स्कूल खुलता है तो मैं जाऊंगा. If I start a school, you will come. I ask half jokingly. Yes, he says, smiling broadly. A few days later, I see him running up to me. Is your school ready? So the boy is very inquisitive and curious. He just come to the Anis Jung and asked about is her school is ready. It takes longer to build a school, I say embarrassed. Because it is not the work of Anis Jung. She cannot do this to open a school. So she feels very embarrassed here, and she just mean that a promise that was not made, but promises like mine abound in every corner of this bleak world. Bleak world means dark world. After a month of knowing him, so Anis Jung जो हमारी है वो every day she is just getting the interaction with our boy Sahibi Alam. So she came to know about his name. I asked him his name, Sahibi Alam. He announces. This is a very important name in this story because number of questions asked about this Sahibi Alam. He does not know what it means. If he knew its meaning, Lord of the universe, he would have a hard time believing it, unaware of what his name represents. He roams the street with his friends, an army of barefoot boys who appear like the morning bird and disappear at noon. Over the months, I have come to recognize each of them. So, हमारे साहिब आलम का पूरा नाम क्या था? पूरा नाम था साहिब आलम, जिसका मीनिंग होता है लॉर्ड ऑफ द यूनिवर्स, पूरे ब्रह्मांड का लॉर्ड होना. और इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट, इन अपोजिट क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? जो हमारा लॉर्ड ऑफ यूनिवर्स है वो सिंपली रैग पिक्स कर रहा है, लोगों के कचड़ों को उठा रहा है, क्लीनिंग दैट गार्बेजेस एंड सर्चिंग गोल्ड ओवर देयर. सो ये जो नेम है साहिब आलम, इट जस्ट अ कॉन्ट्रास्टिव वर्क आवर साहिब आलम वाज डूइंग. अगर साहिब आलम अपने नेम के रियल मीनिंग को अगर समझ ले तो शायद उसके लिए काफी एम्बैरसिंग मोमेंट हो सकता है. और एक मंथ के ड्यूरेशन में हमारी एनिस जंग जो है वो काफी क्लोज आ चुकी हैं और बाय फेस वो सभी को रिकॉग्नाइज कर ले रही हैं कि जितने भी बेयरफुट यहाँ पे जितने भी बच्चे हमारे रैग पिकर्स हैं जो सीमापुरी में रहते हैं, उनकी कंडीशन इतनी पुअर है कि उनके पैरों में स्लीपर तक नहीं है. हमारी एनिस जंग ने बहुत ही ट्रेडिशनल स्टाइल में ये स्टोरी लिखी है जिसमें उन्होंने मेंशन भी किया है चप्पल. सो हमारे बच्चों, हमारे जो रैग पिकर्स हैं उनके पैरों में चप्पल तक नहीं है. सो व्हाई आरंट यू वेयरिंग चप्पल्स? I asked one. My mother did not bring them down from the cell. He answers simply. But reality क्या है? Reality ये है कि they don't have a pair of shoes. उनके पास एक जोड़े चप्पल तक नहीं है. So they are just hiding their poverty. Even if she did, he will throw them off. Adds another. दूसरा बच्चा ये कहता है कि अगर मैं वो उसकी मम्मी उसे चप्पल दे भी दे तो उस चप्पल को वो फेंक देगा. Who is wearing shoes that do not match. और उसने जो चप्पल पहने हैं, जो शूज पहने हैं वो भी मैच नहीं कर रहे हैं. That means he borrowed from somewhere. When I comment on it, he shuffles his feet and says nothing. I want shoes. Says the third boy. तीसरे बच्चे ने कहा कि मुझे शूज चाहिए. Who has never owned a pair all his life. Traveling across the country, I have seen children walking barefoot in cities. On village road, it is not lack of money but a tradition to stay barefoot is one explanation. फिर एक बच्चे ने बड़ा ही फैंटास्टिक एक्सप्लेनेशन ये दिया कि बेयरफुट होना ये उनकी गरीबी नहीं है, ये एक स्टाइल है और ये एक ट्रेडिशन है. So I wonder if this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty. Yes, ये जो बच्चे हैं अपने परमानेंट स्टेट जो है इनका पॉवर्टी का, they are hiding. वो उसे छुपा रहे हैं आई रिमेम्बर अ स्टोरी। यहाँ पे इस मोमेंट में हमारी राइटर को एक स्टोरी याद आती है उडुपी की। उडुपी एक प्लेस है, नेम ऑफ अ प्लेस वेयर शी वेंट लॉन्ग टाइम। एज अ यंग बॉय ही वुड गो टू स्कूल पास्ट एन ओल्ड टेम्पल वेयर हिज फादर वाज अ प्रीस्ट। तो इन्हें एक बच्चे की याद आ जाती है, जो बच्चा एक प्रीस्ट का बेटा हुआ करता है। He would stop briefly at the temple and pray for a pair of shoes. वो मंदिर के सामने खड़ा हो जाता है और भगवान से प्रे करता है कि उसे एक पेयर ऑफ शूज मिल जाए। 30 years later, 30 साल बाद जब एनी जंग वहां पर जाती हैं तो वो देखती हैं that town and the temple which was now drawn in an air of desolation. So आज वो काफी ज्यादा आइसोलेटेड है, अकेला है। So in the backyard where lived the new priest, उसके पीछे एक नया priest है जो कि वही priest का बेटा हुआ करता है। There were red and white plastic chairs. A young boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived panting. Panting मतलब breathe करना, hard breathing. And threw his school bag, unfolding a bed, looking at the boy. I remembered the prayer another boy I had made to the goddess when he had finally got a pair of shoes. Let me never lose them. The goddess had granted his prayer. Young boys like the son of the priest now wore shoes, but many others like the rabbits in my neighborhood remain shoeless. So यहाँ पे इस कंडीशन पे हमारी एनिस जंग को उडुपी की स्टोरी याद आती है, जहाँ पे प्रीस्ट का बच्चा गॉड से प्रे करता है कि उसे एक पेयर ऑफ शूज मिल जाए। 30 सालों के बाद जब हमारी राइटर वहां पहुंचती है तो उसे चीजें काफी बदली हुई नजर आती हैं। आज उस प्रीस्ट के बच्चे के पास यूनिफॉर्म है, शूज है, लेकिन आज भी एनी जंग ये ऑब्जर्व करती है कि आज भी बहुत सारे ऐसे बच्चे हैं जिनके पास वन पेयर ऑफ शूज नहीं है। सो दिस इज रियली वेरी हार्ट टचिंग स्टोरी। The perpetual state of poverty is highlighted in this story through Sahib-e-Alam that we can just feel sorrow for them. My acquaintance with the barefoot rat pickers lead me to Simapuri. अब जब हमारे नाराइटर की जान पहचान हमारे साहिब-ए-आलम से हो ही जाती है तो वो सिमापुरी उसके घर तक चली जाती हैं, जहाँ पे वो देखती हैं कि a place on the periphery, periphery मतलब होता है outside, just outside of Delhi yet miles away from it. दिल्ली क्या है? दिल्ली इज द कैपिटल ऑफ इंडिया, जो कि ऑल द लग्जरियस लाइफस्टाइल्स द पीपल आर लिविंग, इट इज कॉल्ड अ मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज। लेकिन उससे कुछ माइल्स की दूरी पर अगर आप सीमापुरी की बात करें तो स्टिल देयर वाज अ नो प्रॉपर फैसिलिटी ऑफ ड्रेनेज आल्सो। दे आर लिविंग अ लाइफ इन सच अ कंडीशन, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज अ वेरी मेटामॉर्फिकली। इट वाज रियली वेरी सैड दैट द पीपल आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग। Still some miles distance is there from Delhi to Simapuri. So really it is very ironical over here and as well as metaphorically. Those who live here are squatters. Squatters का मतलब होता है जो temporarily रहते, they are not the permanent resident over there, who came from Bangladesh back in 1971. Sahib's family is among them. Simapuri was then a wilderness. Wilderness, that means no area it was. It still is, but it is no longer empty. It is structures of mud with roofs of tin, tarpaulin, devoid of sewage, drainage or running water. Live 10,000 rat pickers. We cannot imagine that near Delhi such a large number of people are living in the most perpetual state of poverty. They have lived here more than 30 years without an identity, without permits, but with the Russian cards that gets their name on voters list and enable them to buy grain. So because the ministers are just giving them opportunity because they wanted to get the votes from them, but they are not getting any identity card, Russian card they have. If at the end of the day we can feed our families and go to bed without an aching stomach, we would rather live here than in the fields that gave us no grain. So जो फैमिलीज वहाँ रहती थी उसे जब ये क्वेश्चन किया गया एनिस जंग ने, तो उन्होंने एक ही चीज़ बताई कि जब हमें पेट में भूख से दर्द होती है तो एटलीस्ट यहाँ रैट पिकिंग के थ्रू हम अपने बच्चों के स्टमक को सेटिस्फाई कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ढाका में वो ऐसा नहीं कर सकते थे। Whenever they find food, they pitch their tents and become transit homes. Children grow up in them, becoming partners in survival, and survival in Simapuri means rat picking. Though the years it has acquired the proportion of a fine art, garbage to them is gold. It is their daily bread, a roof over their heads, even if it is a leaking roof, but for a child, it is even more. Why here the garbage is called gold? For the Simapuri people, as well as for the children here. There are two reasons. One reason is that garbage, picking rats, is the only means of bread and butter for them. They are fulfilling their stomach as well as their survival is only because of the rat picking. That's why it is a gold for the parents, and for the children it is a rat picking is a gold, garbage is a gold, because when they pick the rats they get sometime a rupee or a 10 rupee note, or sometimes discarded shoes, toys and all. So that is also just like a surprising thing for them. So that's why garbage is a gold for the children also. I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 rupee note. Sahib says, his eyes lighting up. When you can find a silver coin in a heap of garbage, you don't stop browsing. For there is hope of finding more. It seems that for children, garbage has a meaning different from what it means for their parents. For the children, it is a wrapped in wonder, and for the elders, it is a means of survival. So as I have explained you, गार्बेज इज गोल्ड. गार्बेज गोल्ड क्यों है? क्योंकि बच्चों के लिए ये एक वंडर है जब वो कोई नई चीज उसमें खोज लेते हैं, और बड़ों के लिए इसलिए है गोल्ड क्योंकि इट इज ओनली द मीन्स ऑफ देयर सर्वाइवल. वन विंटर मॉर्निंग आई सी साहिब standing by the fenced cage of the neighborhood club, watching two young men dressed in white playing tennis. I like the game, he hums, content to watch it standing behind the fence. I go inside when no one is around. So साहिब को टेनिस बहुत पसंद है और वो वहाँ पे गेट पे खड़े होकर उसे देख रहा है. He admits the gatekeeper let me use the swing. और कभी कभी वो जो गेटकीपर है हमारे साहिब को परमिट करता है और वो वहाँ पे स्विंग भी करता है. Sahib too is wearing tennis shoes that look very strange over his discolored shirt and shorts, because someone gave them to me, he said in the manner of an explanation, the fact that they are discarded shoes of some rich boy who perhaps refused to wear them because of a hole in one of them does not bother him. अब जिनके पास पैरों में चप्पल नहीं है उन्हें अगर आप discarded shoes भी दे दो तो it was a big thing for him. So it just doesn't matter whether it is a hole or not, at least it is the pair of shoes. This morning Sahib is on his way to the milk booth. In his hand is a steel canister. The story takes a turn in the life of Sahib-e-Alam. Sahib-e-Alam earlier was always found with the rat picking bag, but now he was just having a steel canister. I now work in a tea stall down the road, he says, pointing in the distance. I am paid 800 rupees and all my meals. तो साहिब अभी साहिब का एक नया काम क्या है, साहिब जो है वो एक टी शॉप में काम कर रहा है जिसके लिए उसे 800 रुपीज पेड किए जा रहे हैं और साथ ही साथ उसके सारे मील्स भी, because they are living in the most poverty stricken, so to earn more money is their compulsion, and Sahib is just be involved in the child labor. I now work. So he explained it. Does he like the job? I asked. His face I see has lost the carefree look. How can he just be satisfied and happy by working in a tea stall where he doesn't like it because he lost his carefree look? The steel canister seems heavier than the plastic bags. Dear student, very important line here. He would carry so lightly over his shoulder. The bag was his. The canister belongs to the man who owns the tea shop. Sahib is no longer his own master. So here in the last line we can see here the most important line that for Sahib, when जब साहिब अपने स्टील कनिस्टर जो कि काफ़ी लाइट है वो अभी काफ़ी हैवी लगता है क्योंकि उसकी जो फ्रीडम थी वो अब जा चुकी है, उसका जो केयर फ्री लुक है वो अब खत्म हो चुका है. नाउ ही वॉज वर्किंग अंडर सम पर्सन, वो अब किसी के अंदर भी काम करे. नाउ ही इज अ सर्वेंट. He was just under the command of somebody else. Earlier, while he was doing the rag picking, he was the master of his own. He can work according to his own choices. So this is the first part of our story about the Sahib-e-Alam, the rag picker. Now we are going to talk about the second character, that is Mukesh, what he wanted to do in his life. Mukesh, as we have explained it earlier, so let's see the story. I want to drive a car. Mukesh wanted to drive a car. This is the statement of Mukesh. Mukesh insists on being his own master. Mukesh एक जो कि वो भी एक बच्चा है, वो अपने मन का खुद का मालिक बनना चाहता है. I will be a motor mechanic, he announces. Do you know anything about cars? एनीस जंग से जब इसकी इंटरेक्शन होती है तो एनीस जंग इसे पूछती है कि Do you have any idea? So she can see here a very strong determination in the eyes of Mukesh. Mukesh कहता है I will learn to drive a car. He answers looking straight into my eyes. Very strong, determined he was. His dreams looms like mirrors. Mirrors means illusion. MS, the dust of a street that fills his town Firozabad. Famous for its bangle. Still आज भी फिरोजाबाद में ऐसे कितने ही numbers of bangle factories होंगे जहाँ पे child labor आज भी है. Still it is present. Because in India laws cannot be enforced. It is always brave. And the sufferer are the poor people and these small children. So every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry where families have spent generations working around furnace, building glass, making bangles for all the women in the land, it seems. तो ये क्या हो चुका है? Now it becomes a tradition for each and every family members of Firozabad. Mukesh's family is among them. None of them knows that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnace with a high temperature, dingy cells without air and light. See their working condition. ये ऐसे जगह पे काम करते हैं जहाँ का टेम्परेचर काफी ज्यादा हाई होता है, जो एक छोटा सा सेल होता है जहाँ पे एयर फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, लाइट फैसिलिटीज नहीं है. That the law if enforced could get him all those 20,000 children out of hot furnace. अगर वहाँ पे पुलिस को भेजा जाए, लॉज इम्प्लीमेंट किए जाए तो शायद आज भी वहाँ से more than 20,000 children can be just taken out from that places. Mukesh's eyes beams as he volunteers to take me home, which he proudly says is being reviewed. साहिब मुकेश जो है वह हमारे एनीस जंग को बुलाता है, अपने घर पे इनवाइट करता है और बहुत ही प्राउड होके बोलता है कि हमारा जो घर है वो दोबारा से बना है. He walked on stinking lanes जो कि रिपेयर्ड नहीं है, चॉक विद गार्बेज जहाँ पे गार्बेजेस हैं, पास्ट होम्स हैं, दैट रिमेन्स हॉवेल्स विद क्रम्बलिंग वॉल्स, जो वॉल्स हैं वो काफ़ी कमज़ोर हैं, जो डोर्स है वो काफ़ी शेकी है, नो विंडोज हैं, क्राउडेड विद फैमिलीज ऑफ ह्यूमंस एंड एनिमल्स कोएक्सिस्टिंग. घर के आंगन में ही एनिमल्स को भी रखा गया है और वहीं पे ह्यूमन बींग्स भी रहते हैं. सो देयर कंडीशन ऑफ लिविंग इज वेरी वेरी पैथेटिक. They are living in the most plight of condition of the poverty. So here, when our Anishan get inside the house of that Mukesh, she just get interacted on the ground. What happened here? She pushes, he stops at the door on one such house, bangs over the door, iron with his foot, and pushes it open. We entered a half-built shack. In one part of it, thatched with a dead grass. जो घर था वो बहुत ही वेल फर्निश्ड नहीं था. उसको रूफ से, उसको ग्रासेस जो ड्राई ग्रासेस होते हैं उससे उसे रूफ किया गया था. Is a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach leaves जहाँ पे पालक की साग बन रही होती है. On the ground of a large aluminium platters are more chopped vegetables. A frail young एक लड़की है जो पतली दुबली सी एक लड़की आती है. She is cooking the evening meal. And who is she? She is the sister-in-law of Mukesh. मुकेश के बड़े भाई की वाइफ है, a newly married girl. Mukesh's elder brother, not much older in years, she has begun to command respect as the bahu, the daughter-in-law, as it is our tradition of India that the daughter-in-laws are called bahu. And they have to cover their head, जिसे हम पर्दा प्रथा भी कह सकते हैं, घूंघट लेना. So here, when the older man enters, she gently withdraws behind the broken wall and brings her veil closer to her face. तो जब भी कोई घर पे आता था, she just cover her face. As custom demands, daughter-in-laws must veil their face before male elders. In this case, the elder is an impoverished bangle maker. Impoverished, that means very poor. बहुत ही poor है ये लोग. Despite long years of hard work, first as a tailor, then a bangle maker, he has failed to renovate a house. मुकेश के जो फादर हैं वो पहले एक टेलर हुआ करते थे, उसके बाद उन्होंने बैंगल मेकिंग का काम किया, लेकिन आज भी उनकी कंडीशन ऐसी है कि वो अपने दोनों बच्चों को ना ही स्कूल भेज पाए एजुकेशन के लिए और ना ही उस घर को पूरी तरीके से रिपेयर करवा पाए। सो इट इज हिज कर्म, हिज डेस्टिनी। शी इज मुकेश ग्रैंडमदर। तो मुकेश की दादी माँ कहती हैं कि ये हमारा कर्म है, ये हमारा डेस्टिनी है, क्योंकि ये अब ट्रेडिशन बन चुका है फिरोजाबाद के फैमिली पीपल्स के साथ। Who has watched her own husband go blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles? Can a God-given lineage ever be broken? She implies, born in the caste of bangle makers, they have seen nothing but bangles. So बैंगल मेकर की कास्ट में पैदा होना उनके लिए ये कर्स बन चुका है, क्योंकि वो इस विशियस सर्कल से बाहर नहीं आ पाते, क्योंकि काफ़ी कम उम्र में उनकी आई साइट चली जाती है और अनफॉर्चुनेटली उनके बच्चों को कम करना पड़ता है। So these things can be just moving to the generations to the generation. Here one girl is there, Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman soldering pieces of glass. As her hands rub mechanically like the tongs of a machine, she was very smart and expert in making the bangles. I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helped make it. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, auspiciousness in the marriage. It will dawn on her suddenly one day when her head is dabbed with red wool, her hands tied with red henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrist. She will then become a bride like the old women beside her who became one many years ago. She still has the bangles on her wrist but no light in her eyes. See, the irony is there. जो कि सविता जो एक छोटी सी लड़की है वो अपने मशीन की तरह वो जो चूड़ियाँ हैं उनको वो सोल्डरिंग करती है। एक टाइम आएगा जब उसकी भी शादी होगी और शी ऑल्सो वियर्स द बैंगल्स, बट तब शायद उसकी आंखों में वो लाइट नहीं होंगे जिनसे वो कलरफुल बैंगल्स को वो देख पाए, क्योंकि ड्यू टू द वर्क इन द डिम लाइट एंड दैट डस्ट कम्स फ्रॉम दैट आयरन, वो जो बैंगल्स के जो आयरन्स होते हैं उनके जो डस्ट होते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इन अ वेरी अर्ली स्टेज ऑफ देयर यंग लाइफ they lost their eyesight. So एक वक्त शेर फिर खाना भी नहीं खाया. He says in a voice drained of joys. She has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. So आप समझ सकते हो कि वो कितने पुअर थे कि पूरी लाइफ टाइम उन्होंने कभी भी एक टाइम भी पेट भर के खाना नहीं खाया होगा. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved that many have failed in their lifetime. He has a roof over his head. They are very lucky in the sense that they have a roof over their head. कितनों के पास तो शायद वो घर भी नहीं थी. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toils have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. फैमिली में जब प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं तो पीपल के नॉट टेक द स्टेप्स टू कम आउट फ्रॉम दिस. तो जब बच्चे बड़े होने लगते हैं उस टाइम में उनके जो एल्डर्स होते हैं उनकी आईसाइट खो जाती है. अब उनके पास ये सोचने का बिल्कुल भी टाइम नहीं होता है और दे एक्सेप्ट देयर डेस्टिनी कि उनको उसी बैंगल मेकिंग फैक्ट्री में जाना है एंड दे आर वर्किंग. सो दे आर नॉट बी एबल टू ड्रीम एनीथिंग. ड्रीम बैंगल मेकर फैमिली में अगर आप बैंगल मेकर को छोड़कर कुछ और ड्रीम कर रहे हैं तो इट वॉज अ डेयर. It was really very rare that Mukesh is having. Why not organize yourself into a cooperative? एनीस चंद ने उसे उसके फादर को सजेस्ट किया कि आप cooperative क्यों नहीं बनाते? That means a union. Why don't you make a union? And ask of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trap their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police. तो उन्होंने बड़ा ही ironical जवाब दिया कि जब हम ये ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं तो जो पुलिस होती है वो हमें ही जेल में ले जाती है, हमें ही वो मारती है. एंड देयर इज नो लीडर अमंग देम, नो वन हु कुड हेल्प देम टू सी देयर डिफरेंटली. देयर फादर आर एज टायर्ड एज दे आर. दे टॉक एंडलेस स्पिरिल दैट मूव्स फ्रॉम पॉवर्टी टू हेवन. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि इनकी लाइफ जो है वो काफ़ी इंडिफरेंट है. दे कैन नॉट मेक अ यूनियन ऑल्सो, दे कैन नॉट रेज देयर वॉइस ऑल्सो. दे आर टोटली just suppressed because of the poverty and because of this vicious circle of the middleman and the young people. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in the wave of poverty, burdened. तो यहाँ पे भी एनीस चंग को दो फिरोजाबाद के प्लेस पे से दो वर्ल्ड दिखाई देते हैं. एक तो वो ऐसी फैमिली जो बैंगल मेकर है, जो कि सप्रेस्ड है, ऑप्रेस्ड है, जिनके पास कोई फ्रीडम नहीं है, कोई मनी नहीं है. और दूसरी जगह पे शी जस्ट लुक ओवर, जो कि कास्ट जिनमें वो बॉन्ड किए हैं, जिसे बैंगल मेकर ट्रेडिशन कहते हैं. और दूसरी तरफ तो एक वो वर्ल्ड है जहाँ पे बीसीएस सर्कल ऑफ साहूकार्स है, मिडिल मैन है, पुलिस मैन है, कीपर्स ऑफ लॉ कह सकते हैं आप, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स एंड द पॉलिटिशियन. टुगेदर दे हैव इम्पोज्ड द बैगेज ऑन द चाइल्ड दैट ही कैन नॉट पुट डाउन. इन सभी के कारण जो स्मॉल चिल्ड्रन हैं वो उनके शोल्डर्स पे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं जो कि कंपेल है कि वो बैंगल मेकर ही बनेंगे. So because of that also they cannot come out from there. Before he is aware, he accepts it naturally as his father. To do anything else would mean to dare, जो मुकेश ने किया. And daring is not part of his growing up. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. I want to be a motor mechanic. It repeats. He will go to a garage and learns, but the garage is long away from his home. So he said that I will walk. Suddenly silent. No, he says, do you also dream of flying a plane? एनी जंग ने पूछा कि क्या तुमने कभी प्लेन फ्लाई करने का नहीं सोचा. तो he just gave a small murmur and with embarrassment he has not yet turned into regret, because he is content to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets. Few aeroplanes fly over the फिरोजाबाद. वो प्लेन इसलिए नहीं चला सकता था क्योंकि फिरोजाबाद में उसने सिर्फ छोटे मोटे कार्स को देखा है. एयरप्लेन्स जो होते हैं वो काफ़ी कम ही फिरोजाबाद से फ्लाई करते हैं. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ही इज ओनली हैविंग अ ड्रीम टू बिकम मोटर मैकेनिक. सो थ्रू दिस टू स्टोरीज व्हाट वी जस्ट केम टू नो हियर that this story is very aptly given the title, Lost Spring. Spring is what? Spring is the most beautiful season, and this is the, in human beings' life, childhood is the most beautiful season, period of time, where the child is just be free to do anything. He was not cursed or just be over suppressed by anything. But here, these two children, Sahib Yala, Mukesh, and numbers of children like that, they all are living in the most perpetual state of poverty, and they are helpless, overburdened to work as a child labor. So these two stories, even in the form of documentary, our NHF represented. I hope this will be very helpful for you in the examination. If you like the story, if you like the explanation, please like and share and subscribe.